Hey guys, my name is Oliver, I'm the Retro Gameboy, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about a specific day in my journey as a gamer that has stuck with me pretty much more than any other day. And that is due to the insurmountable amount of hype I had built up leading up to this specific day and this event. It felt like I had waited my entire life to experience a day like this day, where everyone in the world of gaming was waiting for the exact same thing and waiting to experience something they had never experienced before. A new type of console experience and the launch of one of the most anticipated games of all time, destined to be known as one of the greatest. I'm referring to the launch of the Nintendo Switch and the launch of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The date was October 20th, 2016. I was a sophomore in high school living in Ventura County, California, waking up early in the morning to deal with the stress of taking a state test that same morning. And as much as I should have been focused on getting ready for that test and being able to ace it, I wasn't. I was up in a group chat with all of my friends at school at this time talking about the Nintendo NX, which was due to be revealed this same morning. We were all waiting to see what Nintendo had been working on this past 2 years. The rumors for this console were more intriguing than anything Nintendo had made up until this point. And in all honesty, more than any console launch ever for me. And that's because it wasn't a traditional console. Project NX and all of the patents and leaks that had come out in the years prior showed a handheld console that would give the performance of a home console. And as more and more leaks were revealed and debunked, it just left Nintendo fans like me and my friends dying to know what Nintendo was working on behind the curtain. It was time to find out what the Nintendo NX really was and to get my hands on it. And as a Nintendo fan, I couldn't have prepared myself for what was next. But why? Well, in 2016, Nintendo fans were discouraged, to say the least. The apparent failure of the Wii U left Nintendo fans wondering what the future of the company's consoles would look like. And don't get me wrong, I adored my Wii U, and it deserves its own video for me to talk about my memories and nostalgia with that console. But it's undeniable that Nintendo had misstepped a little bit with the Wii U due to its lack of first-party and third-party support on the console. All of this to say, I was ready for a fresh start with a brand new Nintendo console. And it seemed Nintendo would be addressing all of the issues the Wii U had and bringing along with it the most anticipated video game of all time for me, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, to go back to that morning in October of 2016, I will never forget sitting at my dining room table at 6 a.m., rapidly clicking the refresh button on the Nintendo YouTube channel, waiting to see what was about to happen. And then, it happened. It was everything I had hoped for and so much more. It was a console and a tablet form factor that could be docked to the TV to give you better visuals. It had removable controllers that could be put into a grip and then moved back to the main tablet. It used cartridges. It had a kickstand for on-the-go tabletop gaming, and it had a traditional controller option. But even more exciting than the console itself were the games: a new Splatoon, an intriguing open-stage Mario game, Mario Kart. It played Skyrim, and most importantly, Breath of the Wild. But also, Nintendo showed third-party games during an announcement video. Nintendo had listened. They had understood where the Wii U had failed and used that experience to reinvent the way gamers would experience their video games. And throughout the next couple months leading up to its launch, Nintendo went full throttle with the hype train. They did an E3-esque stage presentation announcing countless games and confirmed that Breath of the Wild would finally launch with the Switch. It was even featured on Jimmy Fallon, with Reggie showing the Switch and its hybrid form factor. Needless to say, I couldn't handle the next couple months waiting until March 3rd to finally get to experience the Nintendo Switch and play Breath of the Wild, but also be able to play it anywhere I wanted, whenever I wanted. The moment I had the ability to pre-order the Nintendo Switch, I did, along with the collector's edition of Breath of the Wild. Now, back in 2017, I was still running this channel in its original form. And looking back on the video I made for the launch day just brings the biggest smile to my face to see the excitement that I had waiting outside of GameStop until midnight on a school night to get my hands on a Nintendo Switch, hanging out with friends, and just truly experiencing the true value of being a gamer. And when I finally got my hands on the Nintendo Switch, it did not disappoint. This video would be hours long if I talked about the past 5 years experiencing the Nintendo Switch and its incredible lineup of games that have never disappointed on a first-party and third-party perspective. But judging by how many versions of the Nintendo Switch I have purchased over the past 5 years, it should tell you that not only did it meet my expectations, but it has truly proven to be my favorite video game console of all time. It delivered on everything it promised, giving you a console quality gaming experience in a handheld form factor. And it may not be as powerful as even the 8th generation of consoles. It didn't matter. Nintendo finally understood what the fans wanted, and they gave it to us in endless amounts. And that's because they put a focus on what mattered most: the games. But not just from first-party in-house Nintendo developers. The Switch has one of the most flourishing third-party supports I've ever seen on a console, ever. Third-party support not seen since the Super Nintendo era of Nintendo. And from a sales perspective, Nintendo is back on top. They have recaptured the imagination of not just my generation, but brought back in older fans who had maybe been gone for years and decades, but also put this console into the hands of endless amounts of younger kids who can play these games anywhere they want to, whenever they want to. The Switch reminded me why I love Nintendo so much, and I just couldn't be more excited to see what the future holds for this company and their consoles. That's all for this video today, guys, but please, let's talk in the comment section below. What are your memories with the Nintendo Switch? What are your favorite games on the Nintendo Switch? I will see you guys back here next week with another video, and my name's Oliver. I'm the Retro Gameboy, and I'll see you guys next time.